Good afternoon, Shaggy SoCal with 2Old4Forza, and it's time for first track guide of the new season of TNT. Um, by happenstance, I think by the counting, I mean we were going to run this focus regardless, but I find it as I was typing up the description for the video that that TNT 43 is in Ken Block's Hoonigan Focus RSRX, and again we were running this car regardless of the season. I think it's just coinky dinky that that the season also happened to be number 43. But anyhow, we're going to start things off here. It's going to be we're back to two short sprint races on Thursday night. And if I have my info right, first event or the first two tracks this season are going to be Maple Valley reverse, Maple Valley short reverse, which is where we're at right now, and the other one being Lime Rock. So I'll do the Lime Rock track guide a little bit later, but let's start here with Maple Valley. Um, Again, same format as always. I'm just going to go out and do a couple of quick laps and test drive, then kind of do a slow one, just kind of pointing out what I'm looking at, what I think the car is going to do, and then I'm actually going to go into a mock race with what I think the race length will be. This is going to be a very interesting race when we get into it. But let's just get started. Let's go ahead and go to test drive. Now there are two versions of Maple Valley as far as the lighting. There's this one, which I'm hoping is the one we get on Thursday. The one that's kind of at the sunsetty is fine. I just don't like. I don't like the mirror. The virtual rear view is really dark on the sunset one. But yeah, we'll deal with what we get. So again, this Focus RSRX is all-wheel drive. It's if you were used to what the Hoonigan the Hoonicorn Mustang was like last Thursday, this car is going to seem really stable, but it is all-wheel drive. It does have a little bit of understeer, and you're just going to have to deal with that. And tire wear is going to be an issue, but I think more than tire wear, fuel is going to be an issue. And I got to get my braking right for this one. Yeah, I'm kind of following the racing line a little bit, differing here a little bit there. Again, understeer, finding the right balance in the car. Do one more lap and I'm going to shut up. So make a mistake, like that. Just that front end just does not want to grip. Plus, I'm also trying to get back to power, so. Take the really inside line here. All right, so there's not much to this. It's a very short lap. But here's just what I'm looking at. When I'm coming down the front straight, I'll be up in fourth gear. As far as for me for braking, my eyes, let me back the car up here a little bit. My eyes, I mean, you're going to see the two pedestrian bridge, you know, the two pedestrian bridges. Boy, say that 5 times fast. Where I'm braking is just past the second one. I'd say the earliest you want to brake is maybe as you're getting to the second one, and that's would be safe. I think for me, I'm looking at the edge of this last Xbox One sign, or the end of like the beginning or end of pit wall here. That's what I'm kind of using that as my breaking point. I'm not all the way out to the right side either. I'm finding, but that's what I'm using as the breaking point, and it's heavy braking. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my speed scrubbed so I can release the brakes just as the camera boom goes out of view. That's where I'm going to, if I get into good rhythm, if I find that if I can get the car slowed down and drop it down to third, and I can release the brakes at this point, I'll have enough steering where the car will just kind of on its own drift out, where I can bring it back across. And what I'm actually trying to do is to cut this curbing here to set me up straight heading down into the next into the hairpin. Now, this is where my line would differ. I have my controller line, which I might be trying with the wheel. I don't know if it's going to be as easy, but usually the controller line is I'm taking this straight across and then heavy braking, just kind of doing straight braking into this corner. Um, the consequence is that when I release the brakes, the car is going to wash up a little bit, which is fine as long as I can still get it slowed down to where I can get to the inside of this corner. And then what I'm trying to do is to have the car lined up. I'm trying to hug the inside of this line here so that when I know that I'm straight, I can punch it out of the corner. That's my intent. I think as I've been practicing, I've been washing wide so much that I'm usually a little bit further to the right on the exit. But back to full power. This part here, I'm really not doing a lot of braking. It's just kind of easing off the gas just to keep the car settled. You do want to bring the car out to the left side here. Be very careful of this curbing. This curbing will bite because you're trying to balance the throttle. You've got weight, because you're still kind of turning the bit to the right through here. You've got weight, kind of shifted to the left side. And if you get the rear tire off on this curbing, it will unsettle the car. So just try and give yourself a little bit of room here. I'm really not doing any braking. I'm just doing this all through just lifting the throttle and it's almost like you're finding, at least with me with the wheel with 570 on the steering, I find I'm not really going for most of the turns except for the hairpin. I'm really not going past 45 degrees as far as that initial turn. I'm really not going more than 45 degrees on the wheel in my hands. I've got 540 steering in the game. So usually if I'm putting that amount of turn on the wheel, I'm going to hear vibration from the wheel just telling me that I'm scrubbing the front tires. And at that point, I'm just kind of using the throttle just off and on just to help keep the balance there. Really don't need to go much further than that. Then here, same thing. I'm full on the gas and I'm just going to ease off and let the car, and just let the car do the work. I still have not found a line that I like through here. I mean, what I would love to be able to really get into good rhythm is to actually get this. For me, if you look at the track map, it's a decreasing radius turn, and it's a really tightens up here, for the second part. Ideally, I'd love to be able to keep the car, inside and punch it out straight out to the wall there. It differs from the line that the game shows you. And it's just really just trying to find. I think the nice thing here, we're all going to be trying different lines and seeing what works or what doesn't. Certainly, I think for a lot of the race, I think the key areas where you're going to be able to make passes or look for passes, if somebody messes up turn one, the braking, it's going to be really easy to go wide on that initial left-hand turn in. So you can look for openings there. You can also look to see, if someone's taking a wider entry into the final sweeper, you might be able to get it underneath, but just watch because the lines are going to converge, on the second half of that. But I mean, again, Maple Valley, there's not much to it. It's really going to be about just being smooth, being good on the throttle, managing your tires, and managing fuel wear, fuel. I will say, for the amount of laps that we're doing, it's going to be a very interesting race, and here's why. Let's get out of here. So again, I ran a 41.1, just kind of goofing off. It's probably, I think there's a little more time out there if I push, but let's go ahead and finish the test drive. Because it is such a short lap, we are guesstimating 50 laps for this race. And this car is a very tiny gas tank. So really this race is all going to be about working traffic. And I think, we're still going to have the, you have to at least pit once, but I'm pretty sure we're all going to be putting at least twice in this race, depending on how hard we're pushing. So let's go ahead and get into the race here. Actually, I'm going to do one other quick thing in test drive because it's easier to do it here than in the race, is get to that. Let's go finish test drive. For the AI for this race, we're gonna obviously I'm gonna start 60 seconds back, and hopefully not get punted. Starting up front, I think it would be appropriate to have the Hoonigan car set up front, and with 9 of them out there, hopefully, again, that division has PI all over the board. So I'm hoping we're going to get good mix of fast and slow cars there. Starting behind them, 20 seconds after they start, we're going to put the Forza GT, just Forza GT class out there, and then to give me some fast cars to race against, we'll do the Radical SR8s. So we'll see how this works out as far as just getting good traffic to try and work through. So let's go ahead and get out of that. And whoa, wait, hang on a second. I hate it when it does that. Okay, so let me get out of here. I was dinking around with the class buckets, and Forza decides that the second you start changing the buckets, it redoes the count and doesn't give me all the drive tars that I want. I want those extra 3. So 4. So that's 1, 9, 10, 21, 24. Okay, good. Let's go to race. Wait for it to load in. And, I think appropriate for the season, I think I'll race one of the Ken Block driver gears. And let's go ahead and start the race. Can't tell if too far back to tell which Hoonigan cars are up there, but I'll put it this way, we'll see them come around the final turn here before I get going. And lots of people out here to watch the race today. Oh, sorry, wrong button. It totally messed up the up front. Oh my God. All right, that was my fault. Hang on. Oh. I'll let it go. You can see it's like because I rewound it, then it totally messed the AI up. So they're going to go. They're all messed up because I rewound before they started. And here comes the Hoonigan cars. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. You're going to. Thank God at least I can turn the wheel while I'm stuck in the grid. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Now, if you do practice against the AI just to have traffic to work through, just be very, very careful because they are horrible on this final turn right at the pit wall. We'll probably see a few examples of that in this race. Quite get all the speed scrub. It'd be interesting to see if you can hear my wheel buzzing through all of this. Oh, that's a little wide. I think the Hoonigan has the Hoonicorn has a little too much horsepower for this track. He's going to close up on me here in a second. And a little bit late. Come on. And I'm going wide. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting race. See if I can gather it up and get going here. So yeah, you can see I'm differing my braking. I'm already turning in for that first left-hander. Because the last thing I want to do is I don't want to get stuck wide. And, you know, getting into this final turn, if you decide to charge in, you'll probably have to do a little touch brake just to get the front to start turning to get the front to start to turn. If you want to be a little bit more relaxed, just ease off a little bit early. I like to be a little bit wider than what the line shows me, at least early, and then bring it. I would have told you about the heat. I almost thought he was coming. He was going to be pop out in front of me there. Yeah, at least for that turn, almost I'm almost 90 degrees on the wheel for that turn. A little less than that. Oh, start to push wide. Hit the brake. Just tap the brakes a little bit. I'd say especially here, and Lime Rock will be the same way. You just do not want to get tires off wide. Try the that might be the better line for the wheel. Oh, that's a little wide. Told you the AI couldn't do that last turn. Whoa. finishing lap 10. And almost 20% on the front tires and almost halfway through the fuel. So yeah, we're pitting twice on this one. I got that wrong. So yeah, it's going to be... I was about to compliment the on the safe rejoin. All right, so maybe not so far to the inside. I'm going to go to lap 20 and see just how close it is on fuel and tires. A little bit early because he's going to fire it in there. Pushing a little bit there. Way too far to the inside too early. He goes wide, so do I. Cut that a little bit. That second one is a little bit riskier just because there's no curbing. So if you hit it straight, you should be fine. think I'm going to get a clean lap at all this race, or at least not a faster clean lap. How close are we on fuel? Still 22%. And if you get to the gas a little bit too early, you kind of trump it there, you can get the back to kick out. Whoa! Now, let's talk about this. I'm actually going to see, can I get to lap 25? The maniacal radical. I'm actually going to I'm going to push it. I'm going to see how many more laps I can do. Oh, that was way late on the braking there. It's not giving me a fuel warning. Oh my god! Yeah, 20. We'll have to see. This will be discussion on this week. Is do we just continue to require one quick stop, or do we make it two so that nobody tries to do a fuel run? Because I'm getting 23. It's sketchy. You know, if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of pace and save yourself an extra, as long as the pace that you're giving up isn't greater than what you'd lose doing an additional pit stop, it might be possible to go 25 laps on fuel. Interesting. Don't know that I would try that. I would probably just still go full out. But again, I think because there's going to be so much traffic, well, it depends how many of us are out here. But again, coming out of the pits, just keep it in second gear to the left. And then there you go. And Forza glue is probably still going to be a thing. All right, I got a little clear track in front of me, but This lap's not going to be clean, regardless. And really don't get, if you find that you do go off, even if it's just 2 tires and you're trying to get the car back on, don't really give it the full throttle. Just ease off the gas. You'll be able to tell, excuse me, when you're fully back on the pavement, then roll back into the throttle. My God, is this? So when Chris Sasaki talked about the AI improvement in the next Forza Motorsport, well, I think I'm going to remember some of these tracks going, okay, let's see how the AI does at Maple Valley. Did they crash into the pit wall? Yeah, that got a little wide. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I just like staying to the high side of the braking line and crossing over late. Seems to work best for me. I found myself, the car started to wash wide, so just get a little quick tap of the brake to try and get some weight in the front tire, slow it down a little bit more. We're going to have another cluster here at the pit wall. Yep. bit late in the break there, washed wide. So yeah, for me, just because this car is going to tend to push wide, especially in these long sweepers, I'm probably not going to follow the braking line as religiously. And like the entrance to that corner, the last corner, they want you to set up wide. But if you get it wrong and you go in too quick, you're not going to have enough track to then get the car corrected and slowed down. So I think for me, I think a shallower entry is probably safer. So push wide there. Then once you're in, then I'm crazy. The other thing too is I'm running the 200 brake pressure tune, right? As we push wide there. Come on. That the Porsche that must be the Porsche I ran off the road earlier. Oh, the AI is ridiculous. Who spun me out? It was the pickup, wasn't it? Turned in on me. Didn't know I was there. See how it feels? That's the other thing. Be careful if somebody gets too wide at the very exit of the final turn and they decide to scrape against the wall, because it angles back out towards the track on the front straightaway, it's just going to launch them right back out right back out across the track. Yeah, so that's kind of that's straight in there. That's kind of my the controller line as I go wide because I can't talk and drive at the same time. But I do think I'm going to try the kind of to follow the braking line in that hairpin a little bit more closely, because that may be, at least for the wheel, that might be the easier line to take. It just the only thing is you're setting up so wide that it's going to allow someone, say, on a controller to really dive bomb into there. So, to keep it wide and then turn in late, do a late apex out of this corner. Still a little bit late there. Kicks and giggles, I probably should have turned on full sim damage just to see how many AI cars make it through the end of the race. For that matter, to see if I actually make it through the end of the race. Let's see, I pitted on end of lap 23, so in theory, at the end of lap 46 is probably when I'm going to get the little pop-up alert that I need to go into the pits for fuel. Well, as you can see, for me on the wheel, it's tire wear isn't the issue. It really is going to be about fuel. That was a lunge. Out of the way. Out of the way. They're stuck. Way late on the inside. we on fuel? Oh yeah, I got a pit. Oh, come on, turn down. Get in there. Is it over yet? Yeah, so it's about roughly almost 5% fuel a lap. And it'll be interesting to see if one of you guys actually tries to see if you can do 25 laps on fuel and still keep decent pace. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to put the Hoonigan cars out front. I may rethink that for the next race, for the next guide. And let's see, we're already at 36 minutes. So 50 laps might be a little high, but it's going to be in and around high 40s definitely. Hey, 50 laps, thank God. So that's Maple Valley, short reverse in the focus. Again, key takeaways: understeer, understeer, understeer. You're going to notice that the second you get out, especially in the sharp corners there. Give yourself room on entry. Don't set yourself up so wide that if you get off, the grass is just going to suck you straight out. And good luck getting back on. And beyond that, obviously, traffic. If you're going to get your clean laps, I would be surprised if any of us gets a clean lap. So we'll have to see how that works out. But anyhow, that's Maple Valley Raceway reverse. I'm going to take a short break to rest my shoulders, and then we'll come back and do a track guide for Lime Rock Full. So hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Talk to you soon. Happy racing. So I gotta relearn how to stop the stream through Xbox. Da, 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 da. There. Okay, oh, it says live stream. Manage your stream. There we go.